great choice for you in the purchase of your home. And we've been talking about some of the objective realities of debt-to-income ratios. We've been talking about school districts for the kids and even how that impacts property values. We've been talking about things like time to travel to work and so on and so forth. But there's a lot of subjective things. You know, people love an open floor plan because there's a chance to entertain. You know,
Yeah.
Tina, you know, you don't want a kitchen where you're just stuck in the
Right.
back room while everybody's sitting
Me,
at the table.
I thought it was you
No,
stuck in the back.
I'll do the dishes. Trust me, you don't want to eat my cooking. But listen, you know, it matters here, that open floor, the walk out to the deck, right?
Yes.
The outdoor living. You're finding this, people, when you're working with clients, they really are thinking about the outdoor living as well?
I find it 50-50. I have some
Okay.
clients that love the idea of having this big, beautiful yard, and they want to have a kid play gym and a pool and a hot tub and, you know, party central. And then I have other people that are like, the less grass I have to cut,
Yes.
the better.
Is that
Yes.
right?
They
Yeah.
usually end
About
up in a condo.
50-50?
It's about 50-50 on that, yes.
Right.
Yeah. And sometimes it's the suburban feel versus the urban feel. You know, we live in what is a suburb of Detroit in Royal Oak, but it has kind of a walkable urban feel
Yes, it
downtown,
does.
right? Where they've got high-rise condos, right? Andre's nodding because he works with us in Royal Oak sometimes. But there's also that suburban feel when you just go a little bit up the road to the backyard with the trees and the space. But people have their preferences, right?
Yes, they do.
And what else are you seeing? What amenities?
I think, yes. I mean, I always kind of survey all the buyers before I take them out to look for homes.
Yeah.
And I want them to prioritize on paper so they don't forget, because I like to remind them later on because they usually forget, what their priorities were in the beginning. And a lot of my clients will say, well, I want to be close to, you know, shopping. I want to be close to my parents because they babysit for me, you know, or whatnot. So I personally, and I'm one of those people, like where I live, I kind of chose that area because I'm close to everything. I live off of Hall Road in Macomb. So obviously I have malls, I have 24-hour pharmacies nearby, schools, hospitals. I don't have, and I'm, you know, 20 minutes from the water if I want to go.
Yes.
So, but to me, that's important. And then I've met clients that are the opposite. They want to live way out in God's country and not be around civilization.
Right.
So,
If I don't see anybody, I'm happy.
Right,
You get that
right.
client sometimes.
Yes.
You know, well, one of the reasons we chose to live where we live in Royal Oak is because they consolidated the school district and went from 2 high schools to 1. And I knew as my kids matured, they would all end up at that one high school.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I wanted to buy a house that was close to that high school so they could walk sometimes, so they could,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
get themselves back and forth. They could have their friends over after school and this kind of thing. That made a difference. Well, folks, listen, we're talking about what makes a difference for buyers, but let's consider how does that impact sellers?